This month, I tried beating Minecraft Hardcore, but with a crazy twist. From the moment I spawned, all the way to the caves, the Nether, and eventually the end, I would be riding one of the slowest creatures in the game. A pig. This video ended up taking a ton of effort, and if you didn't already notice, this channel is brand new, so a like and a subscribe would be greatly appreciated. So the rules of this challenge were simple. I played the game in vanilla hardcore, with all the rules that applied there. Once I was on top of the pig, I could not dismount it in any way. And finally, if the pig died, then I would have to reset the entire run. With these rules in mind, I began my journey. And well, I tried. No! Oh god! So, turns out beating the game while on top of a dumb pink blob with a death wish isn't exactly easy. From the pig being one of the slowest modes of transportation in the game, to skeletons infused with pure hatred, this challenge became an impossibility. Some of these deaths sent me back hours of work, and trying to mine on the pig might be the most tedious thing ever, with suffocation being a constant threat. After days of hardcore attempts, I gave up and tried to do the challenge in normal survival. But even that I found was too difficult, as monsters simply did too much damage to the pig. But I am far from the most competent player, and there are many people out there that might be able to beat this challenge. So if anyone else wants to waste several hours of their life, here is my guide to beating Minecraft entirely on a pig in hopefully the least painful way possible. Before you begin, there are a few key things that you have to understand. Firstly, as I mentioned before, you are slow. Absurdly slow. Technically, you can make the pig go faster, but to do that, you have to feed the pig your carrot on a stick, which heavily diminishes its durability. And since you only start with one of those, unless you plan on getting super lucky with a mob drop or a village, this really isn't an option. This means that you are stuck with the base speed of the pig, which is slow enough to make you question every life choice that led you up to this moment. That's not your only issue though. Since the pig is one block off the ground at all times, that makes you 3 blocks high, and Minecraft is not built for that kind of height. Due to this, suffocation is a constant threat, and unlike monsters, there is no armor that you can use to protect yourself. This means that any misclick can ruin hours of work. This ended up being such an issue that I had to switch my 9 key, which was holding my carrot on a stick, to my R key. That way I wouldn't accidentally press it and kill myself every 3 minutes. Oh! And did I mention that you can't sleep? Because, you know, you can't. Which makes a certain mob a joy to deal with. Speaking of mobs, let's talk about how you're going to have to deal with them. First, let's look at the monsters that don't change all too much. Zombies, endermen, and spiders all stay pretty much the same in the way that you fight them. Spiders are especially fast when you are on a pig, and obviously, your movement is heavily limited when dealing with large groups. But as long as you have a shield, you should be good. If you don't, well, run. Or ride, I guess. What don't stay the same are skeletons and creepers. Creepers have always been a major threat, but here, they are pretty much gods of destruction and death. If one manages to sneak up on you without you seeing it and starts to detonate, you lose. Your pig just can't get away fast enough. Also, when fighting them, a shield can block nearly all the damage to yourself, but it doesn't help your pig, meaning that if it is at all possible, you need to avoid them because your pig is almost guaranteed to take some damage. What you can't avoid though are skeletons. These pale boys will become the bane of your existence, and it's mostly because of how bad they are at their jobs. Skeletons are crazy inaccurate when you are moving around, which is normally a good thing, but for when you're riding an animal that seems almost drawn to arrows and also throws a temper tantrum whenever it takes damage, this is not a good thing. The pig is so weak that it can get two-shotted by any skeleton. This means that you have to be incredibly careful when dealing with skeletons, which normally results in you slowly approaching the skeleton with your carrot on a stick and then shielding whenever it fires an arrow. Of course, when it comes to multiple skeletons, unless you can get them to fight each other, 9 times out of 10, your pig is going to end up dead. When it comes to the Nether, I don't have that much information, seeing as I never actually made it there. What I can say though is that you have to spawn with the Nether fortress close by, because the terrain of the Nether is dangerous enough when you're walking. When you're on a pig, it's impossible to go far without falling into some death pit or accidentally leading your pig into lava. As for the mobs, wither skeletons are kinda in the same mode as zombies. With a shield, it's fine, as long as you avoid large groups of them. Hoglins, well, run. And ghast are essentially a floating game over machine if you don't have a bow to deflect fireballs, but at least they're kinda easy to avoid. The biggest issue by far in the Nether is the blazes. Blazes are everything skeletons are, but 10 times worse. The sheer damage output is so much higher, but the inaccuracy of all their shots is also worse, which makes them a huge issue. Not only that, there's also no running from these guys, as you have to collect their rods to beat the game. So you have to set up a very careful blaze farmer when you find a spawner if you want to move on. That still doesn't stop the random ones and the ones floating in the fortress all ready to KO your pig at a moment's notice. For those guys, you just have to run and pray to RNG Jesus that you don't get hit. Now, if you're able to deal with all of these monsters and challenges, get some armor, blaze rods, ender pearls, a bow, and a few arrows, then you're pretty much there. On paper, I'm sure this seems way easier than I make it out to be, but let me be very clear. This challenge is anything but easy. Just the slowness of the pig alone was enough to drive me crazy, and I haven't even talked about how to fight the Ender Dragon, which could probably be its own video if I'm being honest. But for now, that's all the information I can give you, and if you're able to do what I could not, then there may be no challenge that you cannot defeat. Thanks for watching. As I said before, this video took a ton of time, and as a new channel, I need every bit of help I can get convincing the YouTube overlords to recommend this video to others. If you liked it and you want to help support me, leave a like on the video and comment down below what you enjoyed and didn't enjoy. Also, if you want to see more content like this, then make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I hope you enjoyed. Sincerely, Yellow.